Okay, I want to discuss something very, very quick with you. I've been going over this first chance I've really got. I actually crashed out for an hour or two, taking a nap. I think it was all the stress. Haven't been sleeping super well, just because stressing about rest, about the cat, and everything else, like I was saying on the other video. However, I have now refreshed and real. I mean, I took precursory, a look this morning and last night. A lot of the people hadn't gotten videos and stuff uploaded as much. Because my first inclination was just eat something and chill out, and I'll upload in a bit. But I didn't. I went right for it. So I'm watching clips of the silent parade. And by the way, Donald made a text, I guess, yesterday, and he said something about the parade, and he wrote it Perade. His parade. An elementary school child knows how to spell parade by the time they're out of elementary school. And he wrote it parade. Perade. Um, so the first clip I saw, first one I clicked on, was not in the grass area. It was on the parade route with the tanks. And you can see it's a few deep against the, concrete holdbacks. Aren't parades usually have music blaring? You're walking in unison, everything's crisp and people are cheering and waving flags and woo! Maybe something goes by and they're saluting or something, And I watch, it's silent. And there are definitely not where it's like overwhelming crowds. What, 50,000 maybe? Considering they were expecting 200,000 and hoping for more, that people didn't say they were going to come. It was so unenthusiastic. You could hear the creaking of the tank treads. You don't hear that on typical parades. I mean, you can't even hear if somebody's honking down, on the other end of the parade. You can't hear shit, And it was so fucking silent that you could hear the creaking of the tank treads. I nearly lost my water. I had taken it, well, it was actually iced tea. Taken a slug and it came out my nose because I saw it and I clicked it and I took it and I'm expecting noise and I click on it, I'm taking a drink and the thought came to me because it was silent. I'm like, what the fuck? And I just started giggled and it just came out my nose. Iced tea coming out your nose burns. It's not like water. Just a note for your future. It was fucking hilarious. And I saw another clip, and it wasn't like the same clip that somebody else posted. It was a different It was the same thing. I'm like, oh God. Brian Tyler Cohen on Blue Sky posted, I'm going to see if it's on, if he's posted it on his YouTube. If he has, I'll get it to you. Fucking hysterical. He said this is what Trump doesn't want you to repost. And it's just he's panning around. And it's the grass area where the music is and where it's supposed to be all the, beaches and whatever. And, I mean, we've seen it where the grass is, I mean, they're so full that you can't see the grass. There's so many people. Dude. It was like, he's panning around and it was like fucking acres of grass. You know how when you go to like a fireworks, or at least back in the day, when you go to a fireworks display and people bring their blankets, or you go to like they have those movies in open air type of thing where they have a big huge movie screen, and you all just kind of, instead of like a drive-in movie, you all come in and you bring the chairs or blankets or whatever, you all sit on the grass on a nice evening and you watch a movie together. um that's what it reminded me of, because the early arrivers get to pick their choice spot, and hopefully they'll make a little perimeter of area if there's not too many people. And so you saw how somebody every year, like, here's a blanket on the grass, and she's sitting there with a couple kids, and then like way over there somebody else has a chair set up. So they weren't even, I mean, it's typical, the early arrivers, yes, you have your space, but you see each other going kind of like, hi, hey, what's up? They weren't. They were all in their own little world. It's like, oh my God. Because I remember when I was a kid, we had a lot more fireflies, lightning bugs. And on those kind of things, those kind of activities that a community would do or something with an outside, I remember on a summer night, as it's getting dark and everybody's sitting there on the ground and you're watching on the grass and stuff, and you watch your chair, beach chairs or whatever, some lounge chair or whatever. And as it's getting dark and you're watching the movie and you see all the fireflies as they go past, it's just like, it was just like the ideal kind of memory. Now you hardly see lightning bugs and fireflies. We used to see them every summer night. Every night. And yeah. But yeah, it would just look like a bunch of people in a big park in their own little stakeout sections. And when he and Melania was standing there, and after the thing was done, they were supposed to go and sit down for the rest of it. But he's all standing there like... And the guy comes up, I'm sure he was like, you guys can sit down now if you want. The guy had no fucking clue. And I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but, I think... I saw some commentaries of very sloppy, the troops were sloppy and stuff. They weren't even marching in the unison. They weren't even on the left. And that's muscle memory for these guys. I mean, once you're out of boot camp, I know, because we had to learn it when I went to the Correctional Officers Training Academy. I worked 10 years when I lived 3 decades in Arizona and Tucson, and I worked a decade in the men's in the men's prisons, not the jails. And it's all paramilitary. You have a 3-week, or 3-month, my bad, training academy. It's called COTA, COTA, Correctional Officer Training Academy. At least it was in Arizona. And we right next to ALETA, which is Arizona Law Enforcement Training Academy. Actually, until their academy was built, we trained on the same crap they did. Same track, same equipment, same gym, the exact same program, except we had a 3-month and I think they had a 4-month or something like that. And it's paramilitary. When you're out of the classroom on a break or something, and everybody's milling about, you're having a cigarette or something, and a civilian or a sergeant or lieutenant or something like that come by, or even the cop cadets would come by, or they were border patrol or cops or whoever, sheriff, they were all, we as cadets had to make a hole for the cop cadets, and they were cadets too. But we had to make way for them. So I do know. That's muscle memory, dude. We had to learn when we walked as a class. You were fucking walking. left, right. Yes. You absolutely. And on graduation day, fuck. And that was just graduation day of your academy. That wasn't a, military parade in Washington, D.C. you know? And we share they knew, I think, that was their civil disobedience. We did what you wanted to. We were in your fucking parade. But, when you're marching and stuff like that, you're showing respect to the higher ups, to your job, to the position, just in general. You're showing pride, you're showing teamwork. It shows a lot when you march together. I mean, in unison, not just together as a group, but same foot, boom, boom, boom. I'm not talking the goose stepping, like like China does, like Germany used to do, Hitler used to do. But there is this moving, and the legs are the same, moving, boom, and I think that was deliberate on their part. I know it was. Because they were, even the way they were holding their bodies, they were walking like civilians. They weren't walking like military or paramilitary. And I think I've been seeing a lot of comments that have mentioned that, or they wonder it, like they hadn't ever. I've never been in the military, but I do know some paramilitary just because of the correctional training and the academy stuff. But so there's others that really never been in either kind of thing, and we're like, is that wouldn't they know how to, so I do think, and I hope they probably didn't get any grief, to be honest with you, because I don't think Donald really would know that. All he knows is it didn't look good. They weren't all walking together. I mean, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna discipline all of them that were there? Come on. But I have this solid impression that it was absolutely deliberate. And if so, to every single member of the military that was in D.C. in the parade on June 14th, good on you. If that was a deliberate snub to Trump, Danila Krasnov, Donald Trump, good on you and thank you. Because it was fabulous. It was sloppy. And I don't blame you one fucking bit. I'm proud of you if it was a deliberate sloppiness. If it was just sloppiness because you didn't fucking care, good on you. If it was deliberate sloppiness to make a point, fucking good on you. Thank you either way. Because you gave a lot of us giggles, and you gave a lot of us a lot more hope. That if the rubber hits the road and the shit hits the fan. Okay, I just made myself a visual. Disturbing. You will choose to honor your oath to the Constitution, to the country, to we the people, and not concede and give your oath to a party, to a person, to an office. So, all military that were there in D.C. on June 14th, 2025, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving him the crappiest you can legally do birthday. Much appreciated. If you had to be there, make your fucking statement. I heard you. A lot of us heard you. We are very happy and we're very proud. So, oh, and by the way, while you were doing that and disrespecting him because he deserves it, we were like 10 million strong out across the country protesting. Oh, sorry, can't come to your parade. I'm at no King's protest. That's a no you protest, Donald. Yeah. Super funny. Super encouraging. And just really funny. Y'all are great. So, have yourself a lovely little Sunday evening. Peace out. And I hope you got some good rest, fellas. Ladies, if you were there. I didn't see the whole thing, so, you know. But I hope you got some good rest for that bullshit stress you had to go through with that asshole. Thanks.